Are you sure Nigerians believe that? If Nigerians believe that, then P2B had no business being part of a coalition that had Atiku Abubakar there who is saying that he wants to vie for the office of president. We should not pay any price for the sake of politics. When I joined the ADC, I tried to rebuild the ADC as a party that speaks about ideals, ideas, and fresh faces, about a party that speaks about meritocracy, about a party that de-emphasizes north, south, east, and west, that de-emphasizes religion, that the best man, when he's at the helm of affairs, Nigeria will be good for all, that Emilokon for the best man is Emilokon for all Nigerians. But unfortunately, where we have come to as a people, as a nation, with these old politicians, is that our nation has been divided along tribal, along regional lines, along religious lines. So we have a situation where late President Buhari did 8 years, 2 terms of 8 years. It is therefore inconceivable that Atiku Abubakar wants to run for office. It is morally wrong. It is morally irrepressible for him to want to do this. And it's painful when I see this. You know, when I was challenging Atiku Abubakar for wanting to do this, let me tell you, the people who fight me the most are people from the South. Are people, unfortunately, on TV, there are people I call house niggers. For anything you offer them, promise them a position in the cabinet, anything, they will sell out their region. You will never see Northerners sell out their people. The North, for all the failures, the ineptitude of President Buhari, never sold out President Buhari. They stayed with him till the very end, which is why in the South, in the second term, when we were bringing together a coalition to fight against President Buhari, we zoned it and we left a Northern Atiku Abubakar to run against him. That's what we did as Southerners. But now, because these people believe that the South can never be united, Atiku wants to run. And what are you saying? Is people from the South that are there supporting him. They are there. They surrounded P2B with these people who are telling P2B, you can never win, you never get votes from the North. You better for you, the best way for you to get presidency is to be Atiku Abubakar's vice president. This is the kind of politics we play in the South. We play politics of diminishing ourselves, debasing ourselves. We don't see ourselves as equal partners in the Nigerian state. We play a politics of slavery. Whatever we get, let us just take. We don't fight for our rights. I believe strongly that President Tinubu is a president from the Southern conclave, that is the turn of the South, that he's in a term of 4 years and has done 2 years. He has 2 more years to go, and after that the South must continue for another 4 years. I believe that if anybody should run against the president, that the South should produce viable candidates who will compete against President Tinubu. It will be morally wrong for a Northern candidate to come and vie for that office. And I want to strongly warn, what we see Atiku Abubakar doing today, believing that, you know what, he's going to garner a lot of support from the North. Nigeria is a very, very fragile domain. If they are not careful, if they believe that they can bully President Tinubu out of office, I strongly want to warn them that they should think carefully about what they are doing. I believe that the South at some point will understand what is playing out, that this is a repeat of what was done to President Jonathan. They will resist this, and this might fracture our fragile society. It's important that our quest for power, our lust, our voting ambition should not destroy our nation. They need to be extremely, extremely careful about what they are doing. I will tell you this. President Tinubu is a million times better than President Buhari. We are manipulating the minds of Nigerians and deceiving Nigerians and telling Nigerians that opposition is suffering under President Tinubu. I want us to be honest with ourselves. Was there any opposition under President Buhari. Now we're talking about coalition. People are expressing themselves. People are able to speak. In the media, I'm here talking. People are talking. You can say whatever you want to say. Let me tell you this. President Buhari entered office. Within a few months, Olusemetu, as a spokesperson of the PDP, wanted to act like Muhammad and was speaking against the government. Within 10 days, he was arrested. That was the end of opposition. In 8 years of President Buhari, please fact check me. Show me how many times Vice President Atiku spoke against that government. Show me how many times anybody from the PDP or from opposition spoke against that government. Only Governor Wike from PDP was speaking against President Buhari's government. Outside of PDP, who else was speaking? Go and Google. Google is your friend. I spoke throughout. Against that government. There was a time they came in here, destroyed some houses within my estate. I ignored them. I spoke throughout against that government. That was a brutal dictatorship. And now we're trying to deodorize that government and see that President Tinubu is a dictator, as a one-party state. Let me tell you the reality of what is happening. The reason why people from the PDP are going to the APC is for one reason and for one reason only. They realize the game Atiku is playing, that he wants to divide the South and bring the North together as one block vote. And that is why some of these PDP governors said, you know what, we are not going to allow people to give President Tinubu the Jonathan treatment. It's the turn of the South. Let's come together as Southerners. And that is why you see people who ordinarily will not go and support Tinubu are coming together as the South and say, you know what, it's turn of the South, let us support Tinubu. That's what's happening. It's not as if the opposition is being decimated. No. It's these people saying, we will not allow Atiku to do this thing to a Southern president. That's all that is happening. But not a situation that they are making Nigeria a one-party state. We have governors that they are getting up to 15 billion naira monthly in allocation. There's no weak governor at a time like this. No. If you see the way President Tinubu operates as a truly progressive president, which is why you're not seeing any state governor being really disturbed. What you see that happened in Rivers State was because the governor there was not playing his politics properly. That issue continued for close to 16 months, and this president tried to do so many things to solve that issue. But the governor was being manipulated from outside forces. But eventually, I'm happy that they have resolved their issue, and I believe that in a few weeks, he will go back to his office. But let nobody deceive Nigerians that it's about a one-party state. No. The issue is that the South is saying that we will protect a Southern presidency. That's what it's about. Anybody that tells you otherwise is lying to you. I believe that Leke Abejide has always made clear that he ran under the platform of ADC, but he's an APC member. I believe that in the next elections, that he will likely contest on the platform of APC. I just think, like I said, the ADC has been a trading platform where people go and, if you're not likely to get a ticket in other parties, you go there and try your luck. So are there people from ADC who are in office today that will be affected? I think it's unlikely. Let me tell you something. ADC as a party benefits from all of this. We have brand visibility across Nigeria now. Everybody in Nigeria knows about ADC, and which is one of the reasons why I set them up for this. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to be a David versus Goliath fight. And I knew that they would spend their money branding my party across Nigeria. They are doing that for me. And they're doing that for ADC members. Everywhere you go in Nigeria, there's ADC, ADC, ADC. Whereas these people don't yet have a platform. They are still trying to set up ADA, but they have helped me put ADC on the map. So anybody that vies on the platform ADC, even though in the last elections, after the 4 people, President Tinubu, Atiku, Peter Obi, Kwakwanso, I came 5th in the election out of 19 candidates, right? But now, in vying, and if God determines that I'll be the candidate of the party in next elections, you can see that all the Nigerians now know ADC. Wherever I go, they've helped me give people face caps, t-shirts already. You understand? It's in the media, every day in the media, ADC, ADC, ADC. So they are playing my game. But I know that these people are not going to run on the platform of ADC. They are doing that. All they are doing is whipping up sentiments against the president. And that's the politics they are playing. So wherever they end up eventually, that they hope to have support of the people to say, oh, we have dead this president, we have done this, we have done that. You understand? So, but for ADC, who is beneficiary, myself and other party faithful, we have benefited from their largesse. They are spending money for us, and we thank them for this. And I actually hope this continues for the next 1 year as we get closer to the elections, that they continue doing this, because my party is definitely going to be better off for it. It's for the president to play his politics. He's someone I contested against in the last elections, and I saw the politics he played. I saw that president was one of the key people behind Peter Obi. A lot of Nigerians don't know this. President Tinubu played very good politics. He was using his people to support Peter Obi, because in supporting Peter Obi, in putting resources for them to push Peter Obi's candidature, it was reducing PDP votes. So it's a strategist. We realized that very early on, and I remember warning Nigerians that if the opposition did not come together then against him, that he will win. He played fantastic politics, better politics than we all did, and that's why he won. Today, whatever issues within his party is to our benefit. But do I see that a man who's played very good politics all his life, that at this point that this will slow him down? Absolutely not. We are operating within our party like that. This man has all it takes to torpedo our ambition, and so we are preparing like he's going to bring his A game on. I'm not going to look at the issues in his party and say, oh, because of that I will then lower my guard and I will not plan properly. Absolutely not. Where the North is concerned, I will say this. Whenever you have a Southern president, the North will always play this game. And it's not the North. We have to be very careful about this. I grew up in Northern Nigeria. When we speak about the North all the time, we speak about a block group, but the reality is that it's a few elites who use that word loosely, the North. I saw Kwakwanso yesterday speaking about how this government has not treated the North fairly, about the North road from Kano to Abuja. President Buhari was there for 8 years. They should ask all the money allocated for that road, why was that road not completed? All the roads in the North, President Buhari was doing all the roads in the North whilst he was president, 8 years, to the detriment of roads in the South. They should ask a question: what happened to the monies allocated? That same President Buhari was doing roads and bridges to Niger, rail to Niger. Where was Kwakwanso then? What did he say about that? If anybody says to me that this government is not being fair to the North, the person is just being dishonest. They're just playing politics. They are saying the things that they like their people to hear. The elites in the North have played one politics for decades, and it's a politics of keeping their people poor and uneducated so they can use them for electoral purposes, for political purposes. But I tell you something. The reason why we see Boko Haram and all these other security issues in the North is because those people are resenting their plight in life. They are resenting their status in life. They are resenting what they have made them into. They have been pauperized so that they become political weapons, and they are resenting this. You understand? And very soon, these people will realize who their true enemies are. They will know the South is not their enemy. They will know Southerners are not their enemy. They will know that their enemies are their elites who held political power, political office, and have done nothing. Anytime they hold office, they put their cronies in positions. But what does it benefit the North? How has the North fared? 8 years of President Buhari, how many people, how many educated people were turned out there? What did they do with the economy of the North? A few people will benefit. Ultimately, the masses are kept pauperized, because the only way you can use the masses is if you have masses whose minds are empty. That's why they pauperize them. That's why they don't educate them there. But these people, with the advent of social media, these people are interacting with people all over the world. They are asking questions now. They can see what their leaders are doing to them. What I saw when President Buhari died, did you see what happened in Katsina? Would you have believed that that was ever going to be possible? That people will celebrate his death in Katsina? I am telling you, and I'm warning the northern elites, they need to be very careful. The North is waking up. The people they've kept under bondage for decades, they are trying to break free of their shackles, and it is going to be disastrous for them if they don't change their strategy and start doing something about their people who are left in poverty. They must change strategy. Daily Mombod was here about 10 days ago, I believe. He and I have friends who go back over 3 decades. Our friendship goes over 3 decades. He saw the position I took against the coalition. He came to speak to me about it and tell me their position, why they are challenging President Tinubu and why he's supporting Atiku Abubakar. And I made my position clear to him also. I made very, very clear to him that Atiku Abubakar is a no-no, is a non-starter. That there's no way, there's never any way I will support Atiku Abubakar as president of Nigeria, that I'm running for office, and that it is turn of the South, that no matter what, even if it's a dog we produce from the South, let us produce that dog. If it's a goat, let us produce a goat. If it's a chicken, let us produce a chicken. But that is the turn of the South, that the way Northerners supported Buhari for 8 years, we must support any Southern candidate. It's the turn of the South, and we will contest amongst ourselves. Let Nigerians live with it until we finish our term for 8 years. That's what I told him.